Hey friends, welcome to another Work With Me video. My name is Eugene.
And I'm Becca.
And today we're excited to take you behind the scenes and chat a bit about a recent shoot we did that we shot some behind the scenes footage at. And it was for a good friend of ours, Jackie Lee, and her store, The Secret Planet Print Shop. Do you remember how we first met, Jackie?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like so many of the amazing artists and illustrators that we know in the city, I met Jackie through City of Craft. We've done City of Craft lots of times. I've photographed it over the years, and I'm always like keeping my eyes peeled for awesome makers and artists, and Jackie's work always caught my eye, and especially because she has a line of amazing space prints. And with you loving space, it was easy to fall in love with Jackie's work.
Yeah, and if you don't know what City of Craft is, it's a really big craft market that used to be put on in the city. And we actually made a kind of mini doc about the market itself where you can learn the organizers and see the work that goes into putting together. So make sure you check that out. But we had the pleasure of collaborating with Jackie on one of our inspirational prints that don't suck. And since then we've crossed paths multiple times. She's an amazing silkscreen printer, an amazing artist and illustrator. And I think about maybe a year ago, she opened up her retail shop in the East End of Toronto. So what was her ask when she first reached out to us about the shoot?
You know, I think having strong photography of your products is a lot of things that a lot of small business owners struggle with. You know, if they don't have a really great camera on hand or just a visual idea of how they want their products in a space, that can be a bit difficult to navigate. So she just really wanted to have really strong pictures of her prints in a home space. Something kind of like gender neutral, wanted to like expand her audience a bit more. So that was like a big, that factored in a lot to finding the space that we ended up shooting in.
Yeah, so I think kind of relative to other clients, she was pretty open with like the direction we want to push it in, other than kind of those few parameters. So Becca really kind of produced and shot and edited this shoot and kind of ran with it the whole time. I was only sort of involved on the side. But yeah, she wanted a bunch of styled prints in a space and also a whole bunch of prints just on white for her e-commerce shop. A lot of people are setting up their e-commerce, and kind of shooting products on white is something we do a lot of. So we thought this would be a great opportunity to work together. Going into the shoot, what was your kind of idea like as you were starting to plan it and figure it out? What were your hopes for the shoot?
Well, I really just like love styling, like I guess you could say environments in general when it comes to like having a product in a space and sort of trying to tell a story that the product could sort of fit into. Does that make sense? So when we like initially chatted with Jackie, the first phone call we had, we mentioned maybe like sort of a mid-century modern type space. Her prints, I feel like have a vintage flair to them, but also are quite futuristic because it has to do with space and space travel. So and they're also quite vibrant and colorful. So having like a neutral space that had some really great minimal furniture, I thought would make the print stand out really nicely. And spoiler alert, that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's something when clients are working with us, they don't realize, but we do a lot of that production and pre-production ahead of time in terms of helping you source like the perfect space. You know, we've used a lot of services to rent spaces in the city, so we can really dial in on your needs and find the perfect space for not only for your shoot, but also obviously for your budget, which is a big part of it. So how did you go about finding this space specifically? And considering that we were shooting a print line, what were the kind of qualities of the space aside from just the modern aesthetic that you were looking for?
Yeah, for sure. So the two websites that I went to right away were This Open Space and Airbnb, of course. So This Open Space is definitely more helpful in regards to photo shoots because those spaces are available for sort of like media and event-based usage.
Like commercial usage.
Commercial usage, yes. So in terms of what I was looking for, because it's prints and this owner of the space said specifically that we couldn't hang anything on the walls, but we were more than welcome to move furniture around. what I was looking for were surfaces. So the great thing about the loft that we found was that it had a really awesome cabinet, mid-century modern cabinet. It had a really awesome sort of like desk with shelves above it. So I was like, that's great, we can use that. It had a railing, like an art shelf already up with some really big prints on it. So I was like, great, we can use that. And a few other prints around the space as well. Oh, and upstairs in the bedroom, there was like a little shelf, a couple different shelves to work with, I guess.
Yeah, and we also brought some equipment like C-stands and fishing line that we can almost kind of like float the C-stand up against the wall and have the prints hanging on the fishing line.
Which worked really well.
Yeah, when you work your angle, it looks like it's just hanging on a nail on the wall.
That was great.
How did you prep the kind of props and styling, and what plans did you make for that?
Yeah, so first and foremost, Jackie really wanted to have the shoot also leading up to the holidays, so that she could just have some really great photography to help promote the prints on social media.
And it wasn't just like a holiday shoot per se, but
no,
she wanted some holiday photos.
Yes, which was fine with me because we have a lot of cute holiday decor that I was really excited to play with and decorate with. So yeah, in terms of, I had an idea of what the space looked like. Thankfully, the owner actually had a ton of large plants to work with, so that was really awesome because we used them quite a bit.
Yeah, plants are tricky to transport, especially the larger ones, obviously. So that's nice when the space you find already has certain elements you can use.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we had but I did bring a couple of small plants as well. And then in terms of other props, since space is such a large theme in Jackie's work, and we love space, we have a lot of various decor items, like a model rocket and a small R2-D2 Lego minifigure. My goodness, what else did we bring? Just Jackie brought a bunch of graphic novels to prop with. Some cookbooks. The owner also had some cookbooks that we used.
A little lemon tree. Like a mini holiday tree thing.
Yeah, so the lemon cypress tree. Just to kind of have a nod towards the holidays. But I also have a little plastic vintage Santa I brought, a felt garland. And I was also kind of considering, I knew Jackie's work was very colorful, so I knew that I didn't have to shy away from having very neutral items, which is fine with me because I love color a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things when we work together on shoots is we're able to do both the propping and the lighting and the styling and kind of work really intuitively both together, but also with the client, or Jackie in this situation. She definitely brought a lot of cool props herself as well. And it all really came together, and we shot, I think, 10 different scenes. What's your approach to kind of coming to the space, checking it out, starting to style certain shots? How do we go about that?
Yeah, I think just observing what different environments we have to work with is the best thing you should do. So as soon as you get into a space, just really take a look around and point out all the areas. I can work with that, I can work with that, I can work with that.
We even walk through and take phone photos kind of of the shot.
In terms to get the angle and stuff. Yeah, and so then I'm just deciding on what story I really want to tell. So for the desk scene, what's going to be around a desk? A few plants, some books. Again, we really had to build that one up because it was the most blank slate to work with. But then with the one that's sort of a small desk with the shelves above it, it's sort of about balancing the scene a little bit. So we had, and it was a holiday scene too. But it was kind of nice because there was lots of plants on either side, so I feel that really kind of neutralized the holiday theme, didn't make it so over the top, despite there being a Santa Claus in it. And then again, in terms of styling, it's one about balance, but then two, sort of drawing your eye in. So for the image with the cabinet of the scene with the big star and the red sun, we made that obviously the focal point of the scene, and then sort of supported it with the Santa mug and then the beautiful candles on the side. Just having that visual frame just so the viewer can focus right in on it. And then there's little hints to the holidays as well. We had some twinkle lights, we had the garland up above. And I'm trying to think even some of the simpler shots up in the bedroom area that we did, maybe that's, we can pretend that's a bit of a calmer space for the person, right? So they don't maybe they just want to like relax when they go to bed. They don't have as much going on in their bedroom.
It's a bit more style rather than like practical items everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And so even though some of those scenes are a bit simpler, I still like really love them just because of, I don't know, just how we built it up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You don't have to go crazy with every picture, basically, because like propping's really fun, but you can very easily go overboard. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
So what was your favorite image maybe to work on, but also like how it ended up?
Yeah, I really liked the one that I mentioned before with the holiday scene with the star. But another one I really liked was, also because I'm a big fan of the print, so maybe I'm a bit biased, was the one on the clothing rack with the Spain print. So the clothing on the right side of the frame are shirts of yours that I brought. So that was another like prop that we brought from home. And you have that really great like floral print. So that really kind of like evokes vacation and holiday and warmth. And it has that really awesome, like that ball lamp.
Like a bulb light.
Yeah, the bulb.
Sphere thing.
Which was there already. It was in the loft. And yeah, I think we had the camera, so that was also kind of evoking like travel themes.
Yeah.
Just like a little candle as well. And the lamp was on. So that actually kind of suggested it was sort of more of an evening scene, or maybe like just as the sunset or just as the sun was setting. So I really liked the vibe. Even though, yeah, it maybe wasn't as like crazy vibrant or saturated as the other scenes that we shot. I really just love the more sort of relaxing, but almost kind of like you're like thinking back to like travel. So slightly nostalgic feeling as well.
That's kind of how the shoot went down. Thank you again to Jackie for bringing us on board to shoot this. It was such a pleasure to get to work together again. And if you have any questions about this shoot, please let us know in the comments below and we'll jump in and answer all your questions, from anything from how we found space to how we went about shooting it. And if you're someone who's looking to have a shoot like this done, feel free to reach out to us. We're always happy to chat no matter the scale of the project. And we can definitely recommend kind of like the right sweet spot for your budget. And check out our website as well. We're always adding new projects there at workerbsupply.com of kind of like full shoots we've done, video shoots we've done, and kind of general services that we have to offer. So yeah.
Follow us on Instagram at workerbsupply.
There you go. So thanks a lot for watching. It's been a pleasure sharing this shoot from you. We have a couple more kind of behind the scenes style discussions like this coming up. If you liked this sort of type of video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit subscribe. We're getting so close to our first 1,000 subscribers and it's getting pretty exciting.
I know, we keep reminding you.
Yeah, so make sure to subscribe. If you like the kind of content we're producing on this channel and you're in a photo world or in a photo group on Facebook, please share one of our more recent videos, whether it's the tilt shift video or the lens on the Vaseline on the lens effect video, which has been getting a lot of love.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for all of you who have subscribed up to now, and those of you who are new and joining us hopefully with this video. And we'll be back next week with another fun adventure.
Wow, I can't wait. All right, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye everybody.